Welcome to The Curve Weekly, where we read the finance news so that you don't have to. I'm Sophie Hall-Wright. I did not start in the finance space. I was just really sick and tired of not knowing what's going on.
And I'm Vic Harris. I'm a finance professional and I've had a career out of making money for other people.
So we made this podcast so that everyone can have access to what's happening in the finance news.
In today's episode, we have, I reckon it's going to be a new investing trend. Well, is it investing or is it gambling? I don't know. It's called prediction markets and we'd love to know what you think about them.
Vic got very riled up about this one, let's just say. Also, there's skyrocketing oil prices right now. You may have noticed that petrol's more expensive. This is obviously a flow-on from what's happening in the war, and we're going to talk about exactly what's going on.
And there's another investing trend, I reckon, and it's called loneliness.
Do you think it's a trend?
I think it's a demographic change.
Yeah, we're going to dig into the idea of if it's a trend, what is happening, and essentially why do we think there is so many more people that are lonely?
But before we dive in...
Oh, we're on the search for a new podcast host.
Yes, it could be you.
Guess what, Vic?
What?
We're getting a new me.
A new you?
Yeah.
No, you're replaceable.
I'm being replaced. I'm being replaced for next week's episode. We generally record when we're on holiday or in different parts of the world. Because it's quite easy to take podcast gear to,
It's easy to take the gear, but there's always something that goes wrong. Like the Wi-Fi forgets to record or
not
something.
100%. But yes, I'm going on annual leave.
Yeah.
This is huge. For anyone that runs their own business, they will know annual leave is not really a thing that you take.
No.
Actually, there has been one time where I was like pretty switched off, but I am so switched off because I'm going to be on the back of a motorbike or on a boat. I'm not going to have access.
Perfect time to record a podcast.
So we are looking for a Sophie Hall-Wright. To be honest, you don't need to be a Sophie Hall-Wright. You just need to be interested.
Just a one-off.
Interested
Not
in
a
finance.
permanent replacement.
Yeah, true.
Well, you never know. That could be really good.
True. Honestly, someone do me out of a job.
Isn't that supposed to be some kind of saying? If you can make yourself redundant in your business, that's like the best achievement or something?
No, totally. Because
Like,
especially if you want to sell the business. You don't want to be so integral that you can never sell it because you are the business.
Yeah, but let's not do that yet.
Yeah, no. But my point here is if anyone is listening to this, probably for this one, based in New Zealand would be easier.
Yes.
However, apply from anywhere in the world because we can make it work. We're going to put the details in the podcast show notes. Oh my God, should we hold auditions or something?
Sure.
Like quite fun. Like make people send in like a mixtape. No, mixtape. What's it called?
A selfie video.
Yeah.
Of why they think they could be.
To be fair, a selfie video is quite a lot harder than podcasting, I would
share it in
say.
the community and get the community vote. Ruthless. Actually, nah.
So not
Sorry, you got no votes.
because it's public.
It's like that's a popularity contest. I don't like
No.
that.
It's like no Bebo love. We're not doing that.
Oh my
But-
God, that made me so anxious when I was little. When they like pick. I remember I played baseball. And that's how they used to pick the teams. You pick a leader of each, and then it's like, who do they want on their team?
Do you think it would have been your lack of hoop skills that meant that you weren't picked rather than
There's
popularity?
no hoops in baseball.
Oh my.
But,
Oh my God.
No, I love baseball. Sorry,
yes,
yeah.
it was the one you go tap, tap, tap with your big
and you'd have those big gloves.
Yeah, quite fun
quite, yeah.
actually. Very good. Talk to us, Vic.
So how I get so incredibly angry when someone says that investing is gambling.
Oh, I wish you'd said, guess what's the thing that riles me up the most? Because I would have guessed that.
Yeah, exactly. It's if you really want to get under my skin, approach me at a bar and say investing is gambling. Or like put your hand up at an event and be like, isn't investing gambling? Like my flower man does it sometimes just to
Yeah, poke the bear.
and I'm like, watch out, mate.
Oh my God, remember Valentine's Day and he tried to take you to a
Casino. He thought it
casino
was
because
funny.
he thought it was hilarious.
And
what a way to ruin Valentine's Day.
honestly, it was probably the worst Valentine's. On reflection, we can laugh now.
At the time, it didn't go down very well.
No, he found it funny. I did not.
He tried to get me to come.
And then he's like, well, let's just have a drink. I was like, not in the casino either.
my God,
yeah.
no.
Also, they're quite gross places. Oh, it was just standing there behind your partner with this other girl looking at our partners like playing, I don't know what it was, some card game.
Not good.
And they're just like, I was like, no.
And you're like, this is just like fund management.
Yeah, but then someone won and that was quite exciting.
Oh, yeah.
But then I was like, don't enjoy this place. Leave.
Yeah,
Leave.
no one crack a smile.
Yeah. But there's no like clocks or anything in casinos so that people don't know what time it is. There's no windows. There's no,
That's so
and there's tiles, carpet tiles because some people sit there long enough that they shit themselves.
No, that's not true.
I swear to God.
No, that's not true.
Yeah,
I
no.
don't believe it.
I researched Sky City to invest in it, and this was some of the stuff that was coming out. I didn't invest in it, but
My God.
yeah, and it's usually older women. It's
That's
usually
so
older women.
Sad.
Yeah.
Imagine working and serving and taking drinks out to people that are not able to get themselves to the bathroom because they're so addicted to.
Well, and they're so like, oh my God, the next one could be it. The next one could be it. If I stop now, yeah.
That's so sad.
Anyway, investing is not gambling. There is strategies behind investing. There is no strategy behind gambling. Investing, you can grow your wealth. Gambling reduces your wealth. I could keep going. Anyway.
Hypothetically, if someone did approach you at a bar and said that, would you engage in the conversation to try and change their mind, or would you decide it's a walk away moment?
Depends if they're being a smart ass, which probably 9 times out of 10. And probably after this podcast, people will probably come up to me.
Oh my God, I kind of love that.
I know, and just like, but I would. But it's also, it's like with anything, any controversial topic, if someone is actually willing, like I had a conversation with a friend the other night who was a Trump supporter.
Stop it. Why are they not on the podcast? We were searching for this.
Was genuinely interested in their viewpoint and why they considered him to be, you know, such a good thing for America. And I sat and I listened, and we kind of agreed to disagree. And
wait, was it a man or a woman?
It was a man. Yeah. But it was also like, I'm not here to try and convince you into my camp of my views or my political views. I was just genuinely interested. And I don't know, people that are curious or want or think that investing is gambling and actually want to know, is it not? But then others that just do it just to, you know, out
if you're trying to be antagonizing, it's a different story.
Great word. Yeah.
If you're open to a conversation or for your perspective to be changed, then you would.
Yeah.
You can almost tell immediately too.
Yeah, definitely.
In terms of body language.
Yeah. Yes. So the reason I brought that up is there is this new craze that it's like a hybrid between investing and gambling. And people are still deciding, is it gambling? Is it investing? And it's got so much airtime lately.
I think I know where this is going. I've heard it at a dinner party.
Yeah. It's quite interesting because I still don't know where I sit on it. And the more people I speak to, again, it's like so split. I don't know. It's so fascinating. Every day there's another headline about it. And it is, do you know what it is?
You do the honors.
Okay. It's called prediction markets. And like instead of betting on sports, people trade on whether real world events will happen. So things like, will a recession happen this year? Will certain politicians get into power? Will interest rates fall before December? Like there's all these things. And there's pop culture ones as well.
I was going to say, are they all financially related?
No.
Or are they...
Sports, politics, business, pop culture. It's anything that you can verifiably source that has happened, right? So it's not like, will Soph be happy at the end of the day? It's no, there's no verifiable source that Soph will be happy or sad. It's like, but will interest rates fall before December? Yes, there's an official announcement, all of that. So yeah. And you can come up with any predictions that you want.
Is this what we spoke about a while ago too, where it was like, will it be sunny tomorrow? There was really small, silly ones that came up in the news.
But people like buy shares in the outcome. So you can actually make money or lose money. And they're being touted as, it's not just something you go on and you click yes or no. It's not like an Instagram story where it's like, do you want to see more of this? Yes or no? Like you genuinely have to put money up. So they are now starting to be used as genuine forecasting tools because it's predicting who's going to win Best Actor at the Oscars. Like it's quite
so clever.
Yeah.
Whoa. I mean, imagine if they started doing it with investing, but it wasn't actually, it was about investing.
Yeah. There's ones about the S&P 500. There's ones about the oil price. There's ones, it's crazy. And, you've got, if you think about the S&P 500, so the top 500 companies in the US, there is analysts, thousands of analysts around the world trying to figure out what the return will be for the year. Will it be up? Will it be down? Like, what will it be? And they're looking
at... And an analyst is what, for anyone that doesn't know?
They're analysing like economic data, company data, like everything. They're researchers. They're analysing all this data, trying to figure out, will it be up? Will it be down? And here you've got a platform that has hundreds of thousands of people around the world that is now sometimes better predicting than these like So it's
kind of fascinating though, because I almost feel like if there was no money involved, it would be great because then you could get a sense check for what's going on.
But then you could also sway it, right? Because I'd be like, well, I'm not putting up anything, so I'm just going to click no. And, so because there's money, it's actually a much more accurate predictor or forecasting tool. And if there was an event and it was like, yes, I think that it's going to be sunny tomorrow. And if there is like a 70% chance it's going to be sunny, then you have to put up 70 cents a share. And if that happens, then you get paid $1. So you put up 70 cents and you get paid $1. If it doesn't happen, you get $0. So you've lost 70 cents.
Okay, so it's not like you can put an indefinite amount of money in.
You can buy more shares. You can do lots of predictions. You can create your own predictions. It's got to be quite a binary outcome, right? Let's look at a pop culture one because that's fun. Okay.
Where are you looking to find these?
So there's this platform called Kalshi. I think that's how you say it. Anyway, it's been founded by a female. She is kind of the youngest self-made billionaire. It's now worth $11 billion. She's worth like over $1 billion. She's 29. It's quite wild. And they've just got approval, like regulatory approval in the US. So, they're not considered a betting site. It's actually like a regulated platform, which is quite wild.
This is crazy. This is like a whole new asset class.
Yeah, it's just like
owning outcomes is kind of what whoa.
Yeah, and so you can go, politics, sports, crypto, climate.
Is this pop culture?
Even mentions, it's like, will Trump say yes more than 50 times in his next speech? Shit like that's like,
this is
you can do
so
anything.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's almost like a financial version of a general knowledge quiz.
Yeah. But you can make real money. You can lose real money as well.
Best director for the Oscars, best actor, so much of it.
Who will successfully take over Warner Brothers? We should have looked at this a few weeks ago.
We would have lost, to be fair.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Very few people thought Paramount, so the payoff was much greater because the odds were lower. So,
but do you think then, and is there only binary answers, like two answers?
No. So there's one here. Tesla deliveries this quarter, and you've got 2.9 million, 3 million, 3.1 million, and so there's like lots of outcomes within that question, if that makes sense.
Kind of.
So will it be 3 million or more? And there's yes or no. Will it be 3.1 million? Yes or no?
Because I think the thing about the two answer within a question, what you just said in terms of you're kind of betting, like as in if everyone thinks Netflix is going to take over Warner Brothers and 1% of people say Paramount, there'll be people that just click that because it's going to be a better payoff if they win.
So there is a betting element, but then things like Tesla deliveries this quarter, if you were like very knowledgeable on Tesla, and this is what's also come into the controversy is insider trading. There's nothing stopping the CFO of Tesla, who's very close to the numbers.
This is kind of weird but huge.
It's like exciting. A weird hybrid, and I'm just kind of like, more I hear about it, I'm like, it's investing. The more I hear about it, I'm like, it's gambling. It's just like I don't really know what.
Do you know what I do like about it? I like that it's making investing more interesting.
Yes.
As in, I think a lot of people struggle with the stock market or things that are intangible, even crypto. Like there's a lot of people that don't like investing in those things because they don't understand it. But a lot of these, if you've got an area of genius and it's politics and you can make money through it, it's kind of cool.
And like these prediction markets have been around for so long. But so the reason that these have gathered so much attention lately is crypto technology. So that has made global participation way easier. And the transactions faster, quicker. So it's got a lot of momentum. And then also all the geopolitical events that we've had lately, the US election, it's made people interested and being able to predict on, new and exciting things. Also social media. And then, like I said, that Kalshi.
It's such a...
Kalshi?
I don't love the branding, I'll be honest. Kalshi.
Yeah, there's been obviously a lot of new regulation allowing them to operate. So
this is so interesting.
It's a $44 billion market. There is $44 billion trading in prediction markets every year. Well, last year, which is more than Airbnb's entire revenue. $44 billion. That's... I mean, sports betting is like $1 trillion, so it's still pretty small.
I'm just looking through this, and it is like, who will win Big Brother Brazil 2026?
So if you worked on Big Brother, right, you would know. So it's kind of like there is,
Yeah, like who will win The Bachelorette season 22?
Oh my God, we should do, what's the next topic for the Curve podcast?
And just tell everyone in advance, guys, bet it's going to be this, not this.
But yeah, like market manipulation as well, right? Like we could very much do that, and then you're kind of manipulating. But I was looking up some of the most rogue predictions. Will aliens be confirmed by 2030?
What other ones are there?
Will a large asteroid hit Earth before 2035? And will Taylor Swift announce a pregnancy in 2026?
Yes to that.
Yes, yes.
This
Quite
is
good.
kind of fun. I really
know.
like it. Where does the money go when you invest it? Like, how do you get it out if you win money?
So the way the platform makes money is obviously just trade, so they just take fees, but it's through everyone that uses the platform essentially.
So then you get paid out by the amount of money coming in.
Yeah. If we were betting against each other, if we were predicting against each other,
If we're investing against each other.
then I would get your money if I won and you would lose. Do you know what I mean?
It's quite clever.
Yeah. So and there'd be a little fee in between on the platform.
But then
So this is why people like it's shares essentially because
you're buying off other people just like with shares.
Yeah, I mean not directly, but it's essentially like Sharesies is just a platform that takes fees. I am not saying that Sharesies is betting, predicting anything. But when you buy shares in a company, you're trading off each other. You're not trading with the company. You're only trading with the company or buying shares of the company when it first comes to market, when it first IPOs. Yeah.
But how does the money get pulled out of this? Is it the same way it would with an account, like a DIY account? You create an account, you link your account, and then if you want to pull the money out that you win.
Yeah. You load up into your digital wallet and then you predict things.
No,
and then,
Vic, I think you've opened a can of worms. I really can see myself getting so into this.
You know what I was doing when I was prepping for this? I was like, we should have done this at the end of last year with our predictions and actually put real money behind it.
That would have been so good. Oh, this is there's Rotten Tomatoes, there's television.
There's so many things. It's actually started to quite accurately predict future events. So it's like outperformed polls, expert forecasts, and it's I kind of like it, and then it's the power of the people. Like you've got people all over the world using this thing that have so many different insights.
I quite like this because I feel like this is a great platform for people who perhaps don't feel super confident with what's happening in financials of a business. But if you've watched Gossip Girl 500 times and you know what happens, that's a bad example, it's already aired.
Yeah.
But kind of a cool way to engage people in the idea of making money. But I also feel like it's gambling.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like I really am unconvinced.
I'd love to know what people think. I'd love to know if people think it's gambling or investing. Even investing, right? If we take like the oil price, for example, like there is people that trade and invest in commodities, and therefore when you're investing, you are kind of making a prediction. You're making a prediction that this company is going to be bigger and better in the future and my money's going to grow. So I can kind of see. I keep flipping because I can see both sides.
Yeah, I don't know how I think about it.
Yeah.
Maybe we can put a poll
in
the somewhere when you're listing. I'm pretty sure if you open it will say, do you think that this platform is gambling or investing? Please leave comments. Quite interested to hear. I just can see it getting addictive. And I think when you think about the worst part about gambling is the addiction piece. You know, like you can't really get addicted to investing in the S&P 500, can you?
Well, if you do, that's probably great.
Yeah.
You know? I'm just going to put more money in. It's like, cool. And there's an element of prediction there, right? There's an element of probability that, look, the stock market has done 10% per year on average for the last 30 years. So, I have with all the information at hand, I have the best guess that that's going to keep delivering something about that return for the next few years or the next, for the long term. So that's why you invest in the S&P 500, because it's a probability that it will continue to do that in the future. And so how is this different? Because all you're putting money in something based on the probability of historical data. So I'm kind of...
It's the regulation piece that I think is confusing. Because you're right, if you work on a show, like I worked on Survivor.
Yeah.
If I was a producer on that show and one of the bets was there and I've seen the editing.
You would 100%.
That's so not all good.
Yeah.
So that I don't know how you would regulate in the same way you do with an investment, because it's very obvious if you work at a company or you're privy to information. Maybe AI will just track everything about our life and you'll go to vote on Ariana Grande or Beyonce and it'll go, you work at Kiss FM.
Yeah,
you are not able to do this.
Yeah. But governments right now are kind of questioning, like, is this gambling? Is it financial markets? And there's actually been some controversy because you can kind of, like there was one trader that made 1.2 million.
No way. People are making shitloads of money.
Betting on like military actions before they happen. So like you're betting on war, you're betting on death. You know, like there is a bit of a dark side to it. Yeah, and that's what's kind of called for like tighter regulation. Governments get involved.
Because also when someone's putting $1 million down that they think someone's going to invade, if they have vested interest in something bad happening,
then they can sway. Yeah.
So no, but also if you think about the reverse of it, right? If someone's invested in the outcome,
oh yes,
then people's morals could come into question when it comes down to who do you pick for the best Oscar for the best actor, or
well, it's like when it's like why politicians can't trade or invest in shares, really. Like they've got very strict rules because otherwise it's like, yes, I'm going to change this healthcare policy that's going to benefit this healthcare company that I've got shares in. You know, like it's all. Like money is power. Money is power.
Very complex.
But yes, I do like this platform because it was started by a woman. And I'm like, go you. Just, you know, like having the foresight to create something like this. I don't know how it started, but
let's try to get her on.
Yeah.
Imagine how cool it would be to ask her.
She'd have such a better answer than I do, that's for sure.
No, I just think it would be really interesting. But
she can be the co-host.
But maybe her background is betting or investing.
Yeah.
Because that'd be really interesting for what take she came to create the platform. Like what was the use case actually? Was it to help people build wealth, or is it gamification? Is it to create a gambling?
Is it to control, you know, have a more controlled environment for gambling? Is it, it would be interesting to know. I also saw that female participation last year in prediction markets doubled because they started introducing like pop culture entertainment. I was like, I was kind of like, guys, come on, we should be, predicting on the oil price and the price of gold and the,
Just because they're talking about like celebs.
Timothy Chalamet, you know, winning Best Actor. It's like,
come on, guys, do better. Oh my God, we have to start our pub quiz.
Oh, yes.
I've sent Lucy, our social media manager, a message saying we must start this.
Oh.
So that's going to be coming for everyone that's thinking.
So competitive. I'm going to create an alias.
You cannot answer these questions. Oh my God, it's like the betting.
We both had a penny drop.
Oh my God, if anyone watched that video at the exact same moment, we both go.
One of the bets is the oil price.
Oh my God.
Which has just absolutely gone crazy the last few weeks.
Could I tell you,
last week? Yeah.
Something I'm really proud of is that I got home the other day and my darling father said, have you filled my car up? And I said, no, Dad, I haven't, but I will tomorrow. And he said, quick.
Yeah.
The oil prices are going to be going up. And I thought, ding, 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 I'm a clever girl. I know why. And I know it's a really sad reason why they've gone up. But I had one of those, oh my God, I know what's going on in the world moment. And I was actually quite proud of it.
And have you seen the pictures of everyone at the petrol stations? Did you go?
No, my dad actually ended up going. He went at 10 p.m. last night. Why?
No, there's just like queues out down the street in terms of petrol stations all around the world because people are clambering to fill up their cars because the oil price is it's going up like every day. And so oil is a main ingredient in petrol. So when I say oil, I'm kind of talking about petrol as well.
So we should all be booking any flights we're planning on taking.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably already gone up because of all the airspace has been disrupted and everything. But the reason the oil price has gone up is because of the conflict in the Middle East. And there's been, and we spoke about this last week or the week before, about the closure of this tiny gap in the Middle East where all the ships effectively, 20% of the world's oil leaves the Middle East and goes to the Western countries. So there is like, the more that this goes on, the more conflict, the more intense it gets, the more the oil price just keeps going up and up and up because supply and demand, the supply is low, demand is high, and that means petrol is going up.
Do you know what? I think,
yes.
I think in the last 6 months, maybe 9, perhaps 12, I have become way more confident with spotting a trend when it happens.
Nice.
Because of this podcast. Not because I'm reading the news, but because we talk about things that are themes and we see them evolve and we talk about them week to week. So if you're new to the Curve podcast or the Curve Weekly, you may just be jumping in on some of these stories, but a lot of them we go back to because they're not quickly done in a second.
No.
They take time to evolve. And I have started to understand a little bit more about the people that would invest in oil. I am not saying that I want to invest in it, but what I'm saying is, 2 months ago, when things started kicking off, if you are an investor who is chasing returns and returns only, investing in oil, quite a clever decision.
Yeah, like the Chevrons, the Shells, the BPs of the world, they've all gone up. Like all their share prices have gone up.
And I think
you can also invest in the commodity itself, like in the oil price.
Yeah, it's so hard, isn't it? Because it's on God.
There's oil and gas ETFs as well. There's so many different ways that you could have, if things were getting heightened and tensions were getting high in the Middle East and in the US, that you could have jumped on this trend. It is a short-term trend, I hope.
It's a short-term trend. It's also, it's not the approach we talk about with investing in terms of buying and selling. We're not trying to trade.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely not trying to say, oh, wow, that's an investment that I'd be making. But I guess my point is just
like there's people out there that sit like on their screens looking for this stuff and would have made money out of it. But I like to focus more on like the prediction markets. That seems to me like it's going to be something that's going to be around for a while, and investing in a trend like that kind of thing.
So you mean investing in the trend of prediction markets rather than,
and
something that might be hot and gone within.
And maybe a broader trend of conflict, right? So maybe it is investing in defense companies or, things like that. A bit more of a broader trend because there has been increased war.
What would a defense investment be?
Like there's defense ETFs which invest in a lot of defense companies.
But what is, sorry to sound
so it could be anything from they can make ammunition, they can make weapons, they can make boats, they can make it can be steel manufacturers, it can be anything. Like it depends on the kind of the company or the ETF.
Because when you said that, all I thought was guns.
No, but and this is the whole thing with ethical investing, right? Is that I don't want to invest in controversial weapons. And I totally see why. But then there's two sides to a war usually. Therefore, Russia, Ukraine, a lot of people were in support of Ukraine. But if you're not investing in defense companies, they're not getting the capital to be able to support. Yes, it might be Russia, but it also might be Ukraine. So it's like, it's a whole thing.
God, there's been
just to make investing really easy.
I was gonna say, there's been a few can of worms in this episode, I will say.
But defense companies again have already they've actually done really well, particularly in Europe, and it is because there has been increased outbreaks. There's increased, I feel,
tension.
Yeah, like everyone's just a bit highly strung.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's kind of really downplaying it, but do you know what I mean? There's lots of extreme views that I reckon have been multiplied in the last 10 years versus, the 10 years before that. So
I think, reflecting back, what I think you're trying to say is there's been a groundswell of division over the last 5 to 10 years. And we're starting to see that. Well, not even starting. There's obviously so much war that's been happening ongoing, but it feels really... it feels divisive. It feels everyone is sort of ready to pounce on their friend if they've got a different opinion on something.
It's very polarizing. It's very left and right and
And then obviously the more zoomed out government country version of that is that it feels like there's just so much conflict
anger
everywhere
and like hatred and So in terms of the oil price, that has gone up massively. It's over $100, when we record this podcast, and it hasn't been these levels since 2022, which remember that was post-pandemic. So there was this rebound and everyone flying, everyone driving, and all the oil producers had kind of stopped producing because there was no planes flying, no cars driving. And then all of a sudden it rebounded and the world was kind of open again, and there was this huge shortage and the oil price absolutely spiked. And we're now seeing we're in that environment again, which is wild because that was such a one-off, once in a generation event. And now we've seen it, in the space of 4 years, twice. So this will have an effect on inflation. Like you said, airlines it's one of their biggest expenses. They're going to increase their prices. Petrol now your dad running out to get petrol, he's going to have to fill his car up in a few weeks' time if the petrol price is still high. That money has to come from somewhere. Maybe it's him not spending on something else, or do you know what I mean? And also petrol, it's in everything, like logistics companies, Amazon, getting anything from Amazon, their costs have gone up, e-commerce, everything.
Sending parcels.
Sending parcels, getting your groceries delivered, like that now will cost more.
Oh, no.
So it's not just filling your car up and now you've got to pay more. It's like, no. Everything that uses oil, which is surprisingly a lot of things. And the longer this goes on, the more damage it will do. And I think Trump said somewhere like, oh, it'll be over in a few weeks. I'm like, I don't think there's any war that's been over in a few weeks. So interesting. You have said for ages the idea of inflation may be coming, may, tariffs equal this. But just then you said inflation will happen. You were really quite. I know. I knew you picked up on that. No, I do.
Did you actually?
I do. I do think it'll happen. I just don't think how it can't. But the big caveat, there's always a big caveat to that, is AI. Which, remember, we've got this offsetting, because people will be more productive and you can do a lot you can do a lot more now because you're more efficient. And so there's if we take Amazon, for example, the cost to move things around has gone up massively, but now they've introduced AI, so they're more efficient. So it kind of one offsets the other. So thank goodness for AI right now, is what I'm saying. And I just hope that it keeps getting us more and more efficient and doing things much cheaper, because we've got this other kind of thing on the side that's making things more expensive, if that makes sense.
God, the economy is fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah. But you know how we mentioned last year, the Asian stock market's some of the best performing. We had South Korea, Japan. They are the countries that rely on oil from the Middle East the most out of anyone in the world.
Oh, so they'll be tanking.
So Japan gets 90% of its oil from the Middle East. Its stock exchange has had a really, really tough start to the year. So
what is it? Where is it at?
It's down 10%, but probably by the time this podcast comes out, it'll be down more.
Wow.
South Korea is down 20%. They get 70% of their oil from the Middle East. India is the same. It's sad that it's hurting those stock markets that were probably like, woohoo, oh my God, Japan hadn't had a stock market return like that for so long last year. So,
and also bringing back to our predictions, that was one of my predictions, remember, from the year before. But Japan, the other way you could think about it is, if you want to see those economies doing better, you can invest in them, especially if they're down 10%, it could be a really amazing chance to think about.
Yeah.
Buying in different places. Not advice.
There's actually a whole other thing here, which probably a bit left field, but diversification, right? If you're getting 90% of your oil from one region, this, I know we talk about diversification and investing, but
in business too.
In business, in a country, in anything, if you had one large customer in your business, that's a risk. There's, I don't know, it's diversification across everything, just because you never know what's going to happen.
Is another angle also perhaps the idea that because there's so much reliance now on oil, that renewables and other companies that have power but perhaps companies may not have considered before, but now because there's a shortage of oil, that might go up?
Yeah, well, it encourages and accelerates renewable energy projects, right? I'm sure Japan now will be like, oh shit, those renewable energy projects that were plodding along that weren't getting a lot of funding because, now we have to, otherwise, it's going to completely hurt our economy. So yeah, it does, when there's crisis in the world, when there's intense market movements or cycles, it definitely does bring about change. And the oil price is going up, I do think it will highlight for a lot of countries and economies the need to fast track and not rely on. The Middle East is so volatile now. It's you can't rely on an area for your main resource to fuel your country that's been so volatile. There's another investing trend. We kind of alluded to it or spoke about it, I think, when you had Abby on the podcast.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
We had someone filling in for that. God, I forgot about that.
I'm a bit of a part-timer.
Yeah. And we spoke about, I actually can't even remember what the main points were, but it was the idea that loneliness has become more of a business problem than it's ever been before, because, it was kind of up until recently considered a personal issue, like you're lonely, deal with it yourself. But actually, the stats and the research was showing that lonely people were producing less work, and therefore
there's a productivity impact. Yeah. It's a real trend, this loneliness, I don't know, epidemic, if you want to call it that, but it is becoming more socially acceptable to spend time alone. It's coming through in a lot of stats in terms of things like a lot of solo activities. So things like travel, dining out, theatre, like a lot of companies and industries are starting to see and adapt to people doing things by themselves.
I even noticed the other day, I was out for dinner with my mum, and there was this guy sitting there with this giant plate of sashimi by himself. And I thought, that is the dream.
Yeah.
I would love
not having to share.
Yeah. To be sitting in front of 40 pieces of salmon sashimi and inhaling it all myself.
Yeah.
But it was interesting because I did notice it. I thought, oh, that's quite cool. That guy's by himself. But yeah, people are doing it more.
But is it like a case of loneliness, I have no friends? Or is it a case of I'm actively being solo because I want me time? I don't know. But there is.
Do you think one's influenced the other though? Because there has been a trend for people to spend more time by themselves, to have a solo date to the movies. A lot of people talk about it being quite important.
There's probably a fine balance, right? It doesn't swing too far one way that we kind of isolate ourselves and end up having AI companions and trying to have children with them.
Oh my God. That's so weird.
But then I think there is a balance, right, of enjoying your own time. And there's probably a byproduct of this whole health and wellness trend. But the solo travel market was worth about $100 billion in 2024, and it is expected to be about $190 billion by 2030. So people are booking solo tickets, solo flights, solo fast food orders have gone up like 50% since 2021.
What?
And
I wonder if was there a huge wave of breakups or something because of COVID?
I think it's people living alone, much more alone than they have in the past. You know, like urban cities. You know, the apartments are small. People living in them. They're living alone. They're not having children, or they're having children later in life. Increased divorce. Like all of that would lead to people doing more solo activities. But we're really seeing it from restaurants to travel to entertainment. It's quite wild.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about this. However, I wonder if this has a lot to do with the fact that women have become way more independent. We don't need to be in relationships. We'll be in relationships if we want to, and they're bringing something to our life, not purely financial stability, which it has been traditionally. I just wonder if there's a flow on of a lot of people have probably left relationships that are or just aren't.
They're not settling for companionship now.
Yeah.
It's like, no. I don't need to settle for companionship. I can be my own companion because I'm my own financial earner and I'm my own,
I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm heading into a feminist approach to that, but I just feel like if there's a ginormous trend of more people being alone, that generally means more people being single or not in relationships.
Yeah.
And it's really
living
interesting.
people living longer. I think I'd love to know through these stats what the gender breakdown is.
And the age too. Because it's interesting that at the same time that living is the most exorbitantly expensive it's ever been, really.
Yeah.
And people are still living alone. You would almost think that would be the opposite when things are so expensive that everyone's forced to figure out a way to cohabitate.
It's probably a function of everything, right? Marriages being more expensive, childcare being more expensive. Yeah, everyone's houses getting smaller because we're living in, more people living in urban areas, divorce rates higher, females being more financially free and literate. There's probably a combination of everything, really.
There's a lot going on
there
in the world
is so
right
much
now,
going on.
There?
It's like it's about to combust. I'm like,
oh God, I don't
sorry.
love it.
No, I don't mean that.
No, because someone sent us this on Instagram. They sent us a video and it was this guy saying essentially that what's about to happen. And it was really dire. And I watched 5 seconds of it. And I actually think she said,
was this the AI chat? Was the AI? Was it the one?
No, it wasn't. It was about war, actually. And I messaged back. I was like, I can't even get past the first 5 seconds. And she's replied, and I haven't replied yet. But I
watched this expert video. I don't know who it was, but they were an expert on nuclear war. And they were asked if there was a nuclear war outbreak, what is the where in the world would be the safest and what country would survive. And they were like, the only country that would survive would be New Zealand and a little bit of Australia. And I was like, oh my goodness. Yay, but also like, I was like, oh my God. I was kind of like, how many people are going to hit our way? I was like, oh my goodness.
Yay, but also, oh no.
Like, imagine we're the only island in the world.
I mean, I don't even know if I'd want to be alive.
I know neither.
It scares me.
Yeah.
We all want to be procreating with our cousins.
But it was like, because agriculture is key to survival and we've got our own self-sustaining agriculture. Anyway, it was like this whole thing. And part of me was like, yay, but also no, yay. I do not want to be the only survivor in a nuclear war, and please no nuclear war. Anyway.
I was thinking, if everything goes absolutely tits up globally, I mean, it's kind of happening already, but if it was, we're so lucky.
So we've got, is this our community corner? What are we calling this? Curve community corner?
Oh, well, I don't know.
CCC.
Can we workshop that? I'm feeling uncreative at 5 p.m.
Yeah, no, fair enough. So in the Curve community corner, it's a placeholder.
It's a placeholder name.
Anyway, this is from Carl Hart. Kia ora. Is buying Berkshire Hathaway like buying an ETF that Wazza has created?
I'm sorry. Can we pause that someone is still calling him Wazza? We talked about this.
AKA Warren Buffett is what he's meaning. Is buying Berkshire Hathaway like buying an ETF that Wazza has created? Would be investing in what Berkshire Hathaway has invested in? Yes. Essentially, it is an investment company that you can buy shares in that then invest that money into, I guess the profits and the revenue and the earnings from all the underlying businesses that they invest in dictate the profit for Berkshire Hathaway. So yes, when you're investing in Berkshire Hathaway, you've got this large pot of cash that they're sitting on and then all these other businesses that they've invested in. So it is kind of like an ETF, but it's like investing in an investment company, but maybe you could make the Berkshire Hathaway ETF. It'd be quite great.
Why did you think that Carl Hart was a guy?
Carl.
But it says Calhat. I have one more quick.
I don't know why I thought, he.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Don't know. Anyway, there was another really cute email, but we have to keep it anonymous. Kia ora, Soph. Oh, why did they not say hi to you? I'm going back through some of the podcasts and just listened to your chat with Pete about rent vesting. I have $48,000 left to pay off my mortgage and have... Wow, amazing. And have income coming in via Airbnb. So I reckon it's time to take the next step. Oh, right. So she's ready to do like an investment property like I did. Sorry. I knew it was 6 months ago that you posted Pete had some availability. Is that still the case? If so, would love a referral. Absolutely love the journey you and Vic, there you go, you got to mention.
Yeah.
Has started me on. Joined with the beginner's investing course last year. Love that. I'm a little bit scared as I'm late 40s and have missed 30 years of investment opportunities and only have 10 to 15 years left to correct that. So pedal to the metal. Oh my God, I love this. I had a good sized house deposit sitting in an ordinary bank account for most of my 30s. Oh God, that sucks. When I think about it now and what I could have done with that money to grow it, yay for the IOU course too. I'm spreading the word. That's so cool. I love that.
Love that.
Can I also just say, for anyone that is interested in the way that I invested in my property, totally get in touch. We can put you in touch with Pete, but also I'm doing a property update in the next couple of months because, I've done it again. No, twice, but we haven't gone into detail on the second one. So that's going to come out soon.
Count.
Yeah, no.
And yes, we do. You can get in touch with Pete if you just DM us or email hello at
thecurveplatform.com. Did you forget our email?
Yeah.
Real brain explosion. No more afternoon records for us.
Unless there's tequila involved.
I actually was thinking that would be so nice today. Okay. Have a great week, everyone. And I will not be back next week.
No.
It's going to be Vic and a surprise guest. So make sure if you would like to be on the podcast that you get in touch because it would be so fun to know if, there's people that want to do it. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to The Curve Weekly. Make sure you hit subscribe or follow wherever you're listening so you're always up to date with the latest finance and investing news.
And feel free to leave a comment to let us know what you thought about this episode because we would love your feedback.
We've got new Curve Weekly episodes for you to listen to every Monday, but until then, listen to Erasing the Curve. These are our in-depth podcast episodes where we chat about all things money.
We're also around all week on socials if you're hungry for more Curve content, and all the links are in this podcast's show notes. We hope you have a great week and we'll catch you for the next episode of The Curve Weekly on Monday.
Okay, quickly. The Curve was created to empower and educate you about investing, but we are not financial advisors.
Our platform exists for educational purposes only, and it doesn't provide personalized investing advice for your individual needs and should not be relied upon to make an investment or financial decision.
And always remember to do your own research before making any investment or financial decision.
We're here for any knowledge and support you need, but the final call is always yours.
And thanks for being here.
You got this.
Yeah, we know you got this.